Well, good day everyone, and how are you doing? What's going on, Fernando?
I'm just taking a nap at work.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Such a shame. So what he's doing and what we're doing right now is we have this, an SC430. For those of you who aren't familiar with the car, we shot a whole video on how to put a radio on one of these using one of these cool Beatsonic pieces. Customer saw it, has a 430, brought it in, wanted to have his done. So he's adding Sirius XM, he's adding a backup camera, which was really the thing he wanted the most, and also to update the radio. They want Bluetooth, this doesn't have Bluetooth. So we're gonna go ahead and tear out the factory radio, retain as much of the flippy stuff as we can. Now I will tell you, on these steering wheel controls, you get volume up and down, that's it. So if you have one of these SC430s, think about doing a radio in there and you're like using mode and track up and down, it ain't gonna work, just volume, right?
Yeah, just think about losing some of the buttons.
So what we're gonna do now is, while Fernando's working in the back, at some point we're gonna have to open this top, take all that back apart. I'm gonna hop into the car and start getting the radio and all that stuff out. We have some testing to do. This is an older car. This one's like an 02, 03. So we wanna make sure that the harness we have works because it's from 02 to 04. We wanna make sure everything's doing what it's supposed to do before we go ahead and put it in and get surprised. I'm not a big fan of the surprise thing. Test everything, test. Make sure everything works, make sure all the doors open. The first step you want to do in one of these before even taking out the radio, this holds true for like Toyotas with the JBL system, is make sure the bass, mid, and treble are all set to 0. Make sure the balance and fader is set to 0. And then turn the volume up to almost like maybe 2 or 3 from all the way up. That's to set the amplifier, so when you remove the radio and put the new radio in, it's ready to go. If you don't do that, it remembers all those settings. So if you have treble up, bass up, balance and fader wrong, you're gonna put it in, it's gonna sound totally weird and you're like, what the heck happened? A lot of the times these stereos only use the left and right output out of the aftermarket radio, and everything else is done digitally. You have to make sure you set that stuff before you remove it. I think that's everything. Let's jump in. Inside the Beatsonic box is your Beatsonic brain and of course the wiring harness and all the connections. The other thing it comes with is this guy right here, which is a warning that says do not cut off any of the bullet connectors. Plug into them or your warranty is void. So keep in mind when you're building your harness whether you want to do this or not. Really the warranty is for this guy here, but they can be picky. The one thing I like to do with this harness is lengthen this harness out. As you can see, my wires over here, normally they'd be somewhere in this area. It's kind of short. This box needs to get tucked in. There's very little room in the dash. First thing I do is I like to lengthen this thing out. The second thing is putting a toggle switch for the power antenna. A lot of people don't listen to FM, and this thing has a giant FM antenna in the back, which I'll show you right here. As you can see, it's a rather tall antenna. Being able to put this down is really a bonus. Now he's adding Sirius XM plus Bluetooth plus all these other fun things. He doesn't need to drive around with the antenna up all the time if he's listening to Sirius XM. What we're going to do is we went ahead and cut into the blue wire. There's 2 blue wires on this that loop together into this. One comes off of this harness here and the other one comes out of here and it goes to a bullet connector. Now what I do is I cut the bullet connector off, I connect the one that comes out of the small 6-pin harness, I connect that to accessory, and the one that comes off the main harness is actually the one that controls the antenna up and down. So we've gone ahead and looped that through. There'll be a switch on this end. So now we just need to tape this up so we can do some final testing, make sure everything's working the way it should. Before you turn the key on, make sure that you have your harness plugged in to all 3 connectors. That's essential. And we'll go ahead and grab our radio and plug it in. Now what we did is we went ahead and plugged this in, which you saw in the time lapse. To make sure that all the things function, make sure that the GPS functions, like all the buttons are there, make sure that the door opens and closes up top here. And then of course we ran a tone generator in to make sure we had sound. Now that brings us to another point. If you don't get sound on this when you hook it up, there's a mode button on the steering wheel. Press it. Doesn't say it anywhere in the instruction manuals, but you have to cycle that mode button, just like we were talking about in the beginning about having to make sure your bass, balance, treble, all that stuff was set to 0. Cycling that mode button will give you sound if you're not getting sound when you first turn it on. All right, we're just gonna select finish, agree, plug in our antenna. Go ahead and twist our 2 wires together for right now, hook our antenna up. So that beep you heard was me hitting the mode button so that we could hear audio, and then you heard the beep, you heard the audio come on. So that is, like I said, if you don't get audio, hit that mode button. So we're getting audio, that's good, sounds good. But let's go ahead and get this over to the bench, and we'll get the factory radio out of the kit, screw this back into the kit, and by kit I mean the door that opens and closes. All that apparatus needs to grow itself around this. And then Fernando's finishing up running the wire for the reverse camera. Having fun?
Totally.
Perfect. Once he's done with that, hopefully I'll be done with the kit. We'll marriage the 2 together, get it all back in the dash, get this thing out of here. Alright, so when you're working on this radio, you're going to need to open and close this door a couple times. It's okay to do it with a net power. What you want to do is put your fingers back here and just gently push like this, okay? And then you can do the same from the front, put your thumbs here and just kind of push from the bottom, or you can grab it in the middle like this and open and close it. Now what we need to do is get all this off of this right here and install it onto this guy. Now there is one screw that's under this piece here you have to get off later. Go ahead and flip it. So also in the box are these 2 little pieces here, this little chrome piece right here, and this bag of screws. For the top 4 bolts, you need longer screws than what the factory provides. They come with both fine thread and coarse thread long ones, so depending on the type of radio, in this case it's a Kenwood, Pioneer uses these, Kenwood uses the fine thread. Now what we need to do is hop back into the car, throw this thing into the dash, and make sure these pieces clip on, because they clip on once it's in the car. Make sure all this lines up and is good. This here and this here are what these guys here are going to clip into. As you can see from this side, it just snaps into place. There's this big clip right here that's going to clip in behind this, and then once you get those clipped in, you can kind of work this around to get it all lined up and then screwed in. All you have to do is line that up like that, push, you'll hear the click, and it'll be in there nice and solid. Now when this guy closes, cover up the radio. Clip these on first before you put these bolts in. That way you can kind of line up the bottoms here. So like right now it's off a little bit, but we can just simply lift up the radio and get that nice and level.
Perfect.
right, thankfully this guy is finally done, right Fernando?
Oh, finally.
Finally, this one was a bit of a challenge. Mainly just that mode button that we talked about earlier totally threw us off. And the sad thing is we knew about it.
Yes.
We just forgot, and we forgot to put it in our notes. Take good notes, kids, good notes. Let's take a look at the camera in the back. It's right here, looking all nice and all up in there. Let's go take a look inside the car. All right, so we have the CarPlay radio in. This is the Kenwood
DNX 694S.
We hit this button here. I'm gonna go ahead and close. Hit it again. I'm gonna go ahead and open. Now what the BeatSonic brings to the table is that when you hit this guy here, this is gonna function. You still get all your controls up here. You still get all the car stuff. You can go in, and if you like using this portion of the car, that still fully functions. So you get both doors open and close. Now the caveat is the only thing that works is volume up and down. Now, unlike a normal steering wheel control where it actually moves the volume up and down on the radio, it's not doing that. It's moving the volume up and down at the amplifier. So what that means is that if you have the radio volume all the way down and you're trying to turn it up at the steering wheel controls, it's not gonna go up. And if you have the radio all the way up and the steering wheel controls all the way down, you can see where you might run into an issue. So you kind of have to, it's like a world of middle ground, as it were, using this particular piece. But on the light note, it's done. I'm gonna go show the customer how to work all this. Oh yeah, one last thing. Like we said, the antenna, we put a toggle switch in the glove box. Let me show you that. This is it here. Put a nice piece of white shrink wrap on it so it's easy to see. Flick the switch, then it goes up. You can go fishing from this antenna. And then hit it again. And it'll go down. So now when you're going through car washes or you're just listening to Sirius XM, you don't have to have this thing up, you know, distracting or worried about hitting it on something. As far as the Sirius XM antenna goes, this is the spot right here that we found works really well on these cars. Wire runs in through the boot. It's nice and out of the way. Some people like to put them up here on the dash. That's all you. We don't want them to come back because they're having reception problems. It's not the prettiest place to put it, but in this car, it works fine. Anything else you can think of, Fernando?
That's it.
Put it in reverse real quick. Let's see what the backup camera looks like on here. And there you go. Back of the shop. You can see in the past. All right guys, this one is done. Like I said at the beginning of this portion of the video, if you want to know more about this, check out how to replace your radio playlist. There we do have a full, in-depth, slow, probably 20-minute long video on how to do everything in this car. So if you're seeing this and you want to know more, go check that out. All right, as we always say, on to the next one.